So we're here in Alberton, Bracken Downs, Caribbean Close, and another Smart gate motor has been stolen. So what they did is they completely broke the gate motor out of. So the whole plastic base has been broken. There you can see the nuts are still tightened. And then obviously on your electrical wires you've got stress fractures, which obviously means it's been ripped away from the gate motor. Yeah, another one. How's it, everyone? Okay, so thefts of Centurion Smart gate motors is a common thing in South Africa. So we've got a paying client who wants extra security on the complex gate motors. So what happened is the gate motors were stolen, then they were replaced, then we assisted with repairs on the one gate motor, and 2 weeks ago the gate motor was stolen. Right, I'm not very fond of the Centurion anti-theft brackets. If you look at the video that I'll post with this, you can see that these guys were not concerned about what they're stealing. It's clear that they stole the gate motor for parts. In any case, so we're just currently at home, got some time to burn, and we are modifying the generic anti-theft brackets just to make them more secure for the client. We can only do so much, and that's one of the things that clients need to understand, is if the thief has got enough time, he will steal anything. And we see that on a daily basis. But in any case, so on the left hand side we can see we've got 6 brackets. So the first one that we're going to weld, you can see that we've just slit the anti-theft bracket onto the gate motor. So the first bracket, what we're going to do is we're going to weld this one into position, and then we'll continue with the rest. Nee, ek sal by oom Petto kom.
Ja.
Hou dit maar net eers.
Ja. Vir die ander dinge. En dan vat ek my eerste keer tank ook.
Okay, nee, dis reg.
En die behoorlike kous maar afhaal. Ag,
Na dit, okay, kwaai. Alright, good morning everyone, welcome back. We're at Caribbean Close in Alberton. So we're at the entrance gate. And this gate motor, we did the repairs in May with the steel gate rail, and the gate motor was stolen. It's about a week back. We did the insurance damage report and the quotes and all of that. So if you look at this steel base plate and you can see the whole motor plastic base was broken out. So these guys were not concerned about having a complete motor. They stole it for parts, and that's clear as daylight. So we've got some things that we need to do. Make sure that the anti-lift brackets are in place. The front one was broken off. I can show you. Here's one that was broken off completely. Then we have another one that's basically broken off. And if we come back here, we still have the marks where object was used in order to move the steel sliding gate off the steel gate ground track. Right, let's quickly show you something. We're using the generic anti-theft brackets which have been modified to prevent that quick theft from happening. So basically it's not a 20-minute job. It's gonna take some time, because we need to cut off the steel gate rail from the steel gate. We need to redo the whole installation. So let's see how it goes. Stay tuned. Alright, to add something, this gate motor had an anti-tamper sensor in it. It did work, in a sense. The armed response was informed of the theft occurring, but they were too late. But if you quickly just look at these wires, stress fractures, which means wires were ripped. You can see the wires. Even the electrical cable was ripped off completely. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut off this steel base plate, and we're just going to make sure that the steel platform is secure, and then we'll start with the installation of the new motor. Okay, we just want to quickly show you something. We've secured the gate to prevent it from being lifted off the steel ground track. So you've got many options that you can take. We'll just quickly show you. This is basically a maintenance free bracket, anti-lift bracket. You can see there's quite a small spacing in between there, and the whole bracket is supported. So you might have that. You can see the gate can only move side to side, but only to a certain degree, because we have another gate guide bracket in there. So this bracket is going to prevent you from lifting the gate on the front section. Now we're going to move to the back section. We still need to paint it. On the top here, they do have an anti-lift bracket, but I'll show you now that that bracket doesn't work as designed. But in any case, if we come down here, you can see that there's a steel flat bar with basically two angle brackets in there. Let me just move to the other side. Right, so hopefully we can see it better from this side. So we've got an angle bracket that's welded to the steel post, and onto the steel sliding gate at the back there we've also welded a steel angle bracket, and then just in front of it, to minimize the spacing, we've welded a steel flat bar. Now if you look at this setup, you'll see again, because this is what they'll normally do. I'll quickly show you. You just stop this video. Okay, what we've done is we've just moved the gate a little bit open, just to basically show you how the guys are getting entry into property. So they're taking what we call in Afrikaans a koevoet or a gwala or a crowbar, and what they do is, you can see that the gate is open, so they'll stand from the outside, put it through, and then they'll basically force the gate off the steel rail. Okay, it's not going lacquer because our bracket is already interfering with that process. So, but that's basically what they do, is they lift it here at the back, and from this position, just quickly, what they will do is just slide the gate open. So our spacings are currently a bit too close to showcase it properly. But here you can see our bracket, the angle bracket. Then the one on the gate is basically beneath it. It then slides underneath it. Okay, so now if you want to try and lift it, what's going to happen is you're going to put the guala in. You're going to try and lift it. So in the first instance, because the bracket on the gate, steel sliding gate, is below it, you're preventing it from being lifted. And then the other thing is that this steel bracket here, spacing is so close to the angle bracket on the steel post, is that it's preventing you from lifting the steel gate and then forcing it off the ground track and off the gate motor pinion gear. That is what the guys are doing. That's how they're gaining access to your property. So, but with this, it's not going to work. You're not going to get into it. Right, so basically we're done with all of the groundwork. It's now to get the gate motor back into position, the new one. Right guys, let's have a closer look. We've welded the steel base plate onto the steel platform. It's nice and secure. Now our gate motor is going to stand level on all axes. So we're just going to quickly paint it and feed some wires through, like our electrical supply cable, and then for all of the ancillary equipment. Right guys, the gate motor is in position. It's level, parallel, and the electrical cables, we've fed the extensions through on it. We've used all of the necessary and required bolts to secure the gate motor down. What we've also done on this gate motor is we've engraved the address on it everywhere possible. So should it be stolen, the owner can be notified should any of the equipment be discovered or arrest is made. But in any case, right, so you can see this anti-theft bracket works from the bottom. And we've got a lacquer cage that's going to hold it into place. All of our stuff shouldn't go anywhere. It looks like a mess, but not really. Wires tend to make things look bad, but we've connected all of the wires up and cleaned it up everything just now. The gate motor limit has been set, so, and we only need to connect the alarm system, the tamper system, to the armed response. Then we're good to go. Right, we're all done and dusted. You can see there's not so many electrical wires. There's a couple of clippings still there. So what we've got on the system is we've got a wireless transmitter that transmits a tamper signal to the armed response company. Then we have obviously external receivers and all of that stuff. So just going to quickly close up everything, and we can do some test cycles. Right guys, we're done with the installation, the upgrading of everything. Everything has been painted. Everything's working 100%. We've tested it. Fox is getting all of the tamper signals. That's just what the client wants. I'll quickly have a look at this bull bar of a anti-theft bracket. So we've taken a generic anti-theft bracket and we've modified it. We've added some extra brackets to it. The client will obviously paint all of it, just the final brown paint. And with all of the extra brackets in, show the client that you can't basically lift the steel gate off the gate track. But there you can hear, I'll just quickly stand a little bit closer. You can see that there's no vibrations on this gate motor. You can see it's clearly standing upright. And so obviously steel rack is a little bit louder compared to ras rack, but steel rack will outlast ras rack 20-1. So just listen to it, it's not laboring at all. Obviously I had to adjust the steel rack on the steel sliding gate, so that's within specifications. It looks like since the last repairs someone bumped the gate a little bit and it's a little bit skew, but yeah, we've adjusted that, checked everything. Here's our anti-lift brackets all painted. You can see that small spacing present on this anti-lift bracket. And then obviously the sun has moved a bit, so hopefully we can get it into the camera's view. So that's bracket is an anti-lift bracket on the closing cycle. And it's welded everywhere, so you're not going to get it lifted off. See, we've got a small paint mark we need to rectify. But yeah, guys, if you want your gate motor properly installed first time around, you know what to do. Give the experts a call. Let me zoom in here. There they are. Call Pottie 083 778 2288. Check out smartgates.co.za. Check out exquisitesecurity.co.za. Thanks for watching and thanks for all of the support. One last thing, the ground track was loose, so we drilled holes and we fitted new coach screws, so it's good to go. See, that's what we do. We identify, repair to standard. Thanks guys.